Hello everyone, I'm Kenichi Sano from Vision Group. I'll be presenting the financial results for the second quarter of the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2023. Let's start with the consolidated income statement. Sales increased from 11.628 billion yen last year to 15.62 billion yen, which is a substantial increase of 34.3%. Operating income increased substantially from 921 million yen last year to 2.428 billion yen, which is a 163.4% increase. The net profit of the quarter attributable to parent company shareholders increased from 566 million yen to 1.614 billion yen, also a substantial increase of 185%. I'd like to move on to the performance trends in the global Wi-Fi business. The number of outbound travelers was 3.61 million, which is showing a gradual recovery at 37.9% of the number in 2019. And the number of inbound travelers was 10.71 million, which is 64.4% of the number in 2019. In addition to that, the number of global Wi-Fi rentals for outbound trips has rebounded to a little over 40% of what it was from January to June 2019. Sales have recovered 74.1% due to maintaining a high ARPU, or due to the number of days per trip increasing. Regarding the inbound trips, the number of rentals has increased by 147.1% and revenue increased 158.4%, which has already exceeded the 2019 figures. As shown in this graph, sales of the global Wi-Fi business are 9.012 billion yen, and the profit is 2.613 billion yen. Next are the performance trends in the information and communication service business. The business of office automation equipment and mobile device sales continues to be performing well. In addition, we are actively expanding sales of our in-house services based on monthly subscription. We are also adding staff and recruiting mid-career employees to support our business expansion. To improve productivity and make it easier to hire talented people, we have renovated the interior of our Shinjuku and Kansai business offices. We believe these have become more comfortable and conducive work environments. The sales for our information and communication business are 6.132 billion yen, and the profit is 655 million yen, showing growth compared to the second quarter of last year. Next is our full-year earnings forecast. I'm pleased to announce an upward revision of the sales forecast from 26.553 billion yen to 30.095 billion yen. The operating profit forecast, which had been set at 3 billion yen, increased significantly to 4.019 billion yen. The net profit attributable to parent company shareholders increased from 1.99 billion yen to 2.673 billion yen, which is also a substantial upward revision of 34.3%. Next is our full-year earnings forecast by segment. The sales forecast of the global Wi-Fi business, which had been set at 13.741 billion yen, is revised upward significantly to 17.509 billion yen. Regarding the forecast for the information and communication service business, the figure remains almost unchanged. The forecast for the glamping tourism business also remains largely unchanged. Next is our full-year earnings forecast of profit by segment. The profit forecast for the global Wi-Fi business, which had been set at 2.502 billion yen, is revised upward significantly to 4.592 billion yen, which is an 83.5% increase. Due to the exceptional performance of the global Wi-Fi business, we've shifted to increase investments in the information and communication service business midway through the period. With a steady increase in revenue while extending LTV, we are making downward revisions to pursue long-term profitability. The profit forecast for the glamping tourism business also increased by 31.4%. Next, I'd like to discuss the assumptions underlying the revision of the full-year forecast. We must still deal with many problems, like the decreased number of international flights due to COVID-19 compared to the best days for the global Wi-Fi business in 2019. We do not anticipate a complete recovery of travels, even in the second half of the year. We anticipate outbound business will experience a recovery of around 50% for the number of rentals and 85% for the sales. Inbound business will experience a recovery of around 150% for the number of rentals and 160% for the sales, as previously mentioned at performance trends from January to June 2023. Based on these assumptions, we've reported an upward revision. Regarding the information and communications service business and the strong performances of the global Wi-Fi segment mentioned before, we would appreciate your understanding that the figures for the adjustments made earlier, involving accelerated investments, apply here as well. Next, I'd like to talk about our new initiative, which is the release of a new commercial for the global Wi-Fi business. I'm sure you've seen commercials while watching movies on international flights with airlines like ANA and JAL. Our approach focuses on targeting specific audiences, particularly those who are traveling abroad. I'd like you to understand that it is for getting travelers to know more about our services rather than mass marketing. Lastly, I'd like to discuss the acquisition of Zorse Corporation as a subsidiary. Zorse is a company specializing in operations for Line's official accounts and the development of mini-apps, and we believe this ability will enhance the information and communications service business. The DX for small and medium-sized companies, including startups and venture companies, will be an important matter for us, in addition to our cost reduction. Zorse has a solid track record of sales contributions for their clients. As part of our corporate group, we aim to leverage the synergy between our expertise in cost reduction and Zorse's expertise in enhancing customer sales. Thank you very much for your time today. We're pleased that we've announced an upward revision that exceeds both our record sales and profits in 2019. We successfully obtained these excellent figures, even though overseas travel has not recovered completely. I believe this is the result of the hard work and contributions of our staffs. Since I believe there should still be room for the business to grow, we'd like to focus our minds and do our best to achieve further growth. We'd like to ask for continued support from our shareholders. Thank you very much for your time today.